So if all of your dispute results that you guys are doing with Experian, Equifax, TransUnion, whatever that may be for your credit report, they're coming back as verified, as accurate, then definitely stay around for this video because I'm going to be showing you guys the secret sauce that a lot of people won't tell you as far as how to be able to actually get all the items that are negative on your credit report removed. So let's get into this video and let's go after it right now. Now, my name's Abdul Hassan. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've had and scaled over 5 to 7 businesses to over 6 figures in different fields, right? And I also had a credit repair company that was also able to scale over 6 figures. So I really know what I'm talking about as far as due to the fact that I've been able to do this for my clients, my family members, my loved ones, all my friends. And I'm really big on being a practitioner, right? I don't like to tell people things that I haven't done or things that I haven't really mastered, right? But however, credit is one of those things that I'm very, very passionate about, really because of the fact that it really allows people to leverage their opportunity to get funding and be able to invest into whatever business that they may have and be able to fire their own boss and be self-sufficient for their family. Now, the first thing that we have to start off, right, is really understanding how to analyze a credit report, right? So you guys really want to make sure whenever you're looking at your credit report that you're looking for any negative items, right? Any derogatory items, right? Such as late payments, any collection accounts, any past due accounts, any charge-offs, or any bad debts or anything like that, right? So basically that's the main thing that you really have to understand, is that anything that's negative on your credit report is going to be weighing down your credit score. I don't want you guys to really focus on your credit score. Your credit score is not really a big deal. I've seen people that got literally approved with a 670 and some people that had supposedly a 780 get denied, right? And there actually might have been a 780, but the fact is it doesn't matter about your score, because if you guys can be able to know what's on your credit report and change what's on your credit report, the report makes up the score. So if you guys can add the necessary accounts that are positive and remove those derogatory items that are holding your credit score down, then you guys can be able to boost your credit score up really quickly, right? Now, I know a lot of people, they go ahead and sign up with certain credit repair companies. I don't want to name any names, but some people even have like a monthly subscription. However, I really feel like, I don't think you guys should do that, right? I really feel like you guys should take this time to really hone in and understand credit and how to be able to repair your own credit. Now, in this YouTube channel, I'm going to be showing you guys exactly all the different tactics and the steps that I've actually used with my clients and I to be able to remove any item off of the credit report. We've been able to get student loans, we've been able to collections, like name it, any account, bankruptcies, liens, anything, late payments, whatever it may be, right? Now, basically the first thing that you guys really have to understand is that a lot of these credit repair companies, they're actually like, I've had clients come to me and they're like, Abu, like this, I signed up for this credit repair company for like years on years, and they've only been able to remove a couple of things, and some of the things that they removed were actually positive, right? One thing that is really important as far as the dispute process is that you have to understand is that items only come off of your credit report by 2 ways, right? Is if they're inaccurate, right? So if they're inaccurate by even 1 letter, right? So say if you guys have a Camry LE, right? But your credit report has it listed as a Camry SE, that difference between the L and the S is going to be the reason why it can be removed, because of the fact that they're reporting inaccurate information. Now, these are all the guidelines due to the Fair Credit Reporting Act. This is an act that was actually passed back in the day, early 1970s, I believe. And so this is just basically the Congress law on all the rules that the credit people have to play by, right? So most people think that the credit bureaus, the main 3 that you guys should really know is going to be Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. Most people really think that these credit bureaus are government owned. However, these credit bureaus are actually privately owned by certain banks and Fair Isaac Corporation, which is like the overall, you know, the elitist. I don't want to get too deep into that, but yeah. So these credit bureaus are private companies, and basically they're just data furnishing companies, right? They go ahead and report whatever the merchants or different lenders send out to them to go ahead and basically pile up all of this different information to give you guys a credit worthiness risk factor, which is really just a credit score, right? So the credit score really ranges from anywhere from 350 to 850, right? Now, the second way that items can get removed off your credit report is that they're unverifiable, right? Now, what that basically means is that the credit bureaus are unable to verify with the lender. And essentially what that means is that basically whenever you're disputing anything with the credit bureaus, the burden of proof is on them. Now, Abu, what do you mean by the burden of proof? I simply mean that basically the credit bureaus have to actually prove that you were the one that was actually applied for that credit card, applied for that auto loan, that mortgage, whatever it may be, right? They have to go ahead and prove it by documentation, by verification. And most people think that the credit bureaus reach out to, like, say your lenders, right? So say if you have a Discover card, but you're like, that's not even my card, right? I've never applied for a Discover card. I've never had Discover at all, right? So the credit bureaus are going to tell you that, oh, okay, like basically we got your dispute results, right? Give us 30 days, right? Which is a time frame that they have to go ahead and dispute it, right? They'll tell you that, oh, we'll go ahead and reach out to Discover to make sure to see if Discover actually recognizes this account as a valid account or if it's not a valid account. If it's a valid account, then it will be remained on the credit report. However, if it's invalid account that Discover hasn't had any knowledge to this account, then they'll go ahead and remove it off your credit report. However, that's not what the credit bureaus actually do, right? And you would think that they would play by the rules, but again, one thing I really want you guys to learn, not even in credit, but just in life, if you guys let people take advantage of you, they will, right? Most people really don't know this information, and so that's why a lot of these credit bureaus think that they can run game on them and just kind of tell them whatever, right? Because they're not thinking that they can go ahead and be sued for this or be, you know what I mean, any type of ramifications, basically. But what really happens is that, all right, so whenever you guys send over your dispute results, a system that they have is going to be called eOscar, right? It's a computer system. Like, nobody's sitting there and looking at Abu's individual dispute results at all. I mean, it's 2023, and so they have a system which they call eOscar, right? And so eOscar basically simply reads your letter and then sends it up to the database like, hey, Abu's actually disputing this. Make sure we go ahead and open up a case to figure out what's going on, right? Now, the credit bureaus actually, they play a little dirty. So that's the reason why we're able to get items removed, right? And so the credit bureaus are initially supposed to go ahead and reach out to the lenders that you guys are referring to, but they don't do that. What they do is reach out to other data furnishing companies, which we like to call secondary bureaus, right? So these secondary bureaus are like Big Brother, right? So basically, like, they're like the people that know everything about your information. They've had all your information piled ever since you were younger. They know exactly who's your brother, who's your sister, who's, like, you know what I mean, your parents, where you come from, all the different behaviors. So all of this information is just really piled up for, they say security, but it's really for them to make money because of the fact that they sell this information to other companies and they kind of like use it as for other companies to make informed decisions on, say, lending criteria or being able to see if that a certain borrower can be able to pay back their money, right? And so really these secondary bureaus are such as LexisNexis, CoreLogic, Innovis. You also have LCI, which is partnered up with TransUnion. So what these data furnishing companies do is that they storehouse all of your data, right? And then basically whenever the credit bureaus reach out to these secondary bureaus, they're like, hey, LexisNexis, CoreLogic, Innovis, whatever secondary bureau that they use, right? They're gonna ask them, hey, did Abu actually apply for this account? Now, LexisNexis or whatever that secondary bureau has is gonna basically say yes or no, right? So in the Fair Credit Reporting Act, right, which is the law passed by Congress that really just has all the credit guidelines of how these credit bureaus are actually supposed to play the game, the Credit Reporting Act actually states that that is illegal, right? It's illegal for another company to ask on your behalf for another company that you have no knowledge about, right? Now, I know you guys are asking yourself, how are these data companies allowed to get my information? I never gave them permission, right? Well, I mean, at the end of the day, like, they don't play by the same rules, right? So if you guys never suppress the information or block them or prevent them from sharing your information, then automatically you're automatically enrolled, right? You guys ever wondered why you guys get, like, say, pre-letter offers or pre-acceptance offers from, say, credit card companies, loans, or anything like that? That's really because these secondary bureaus are collecting all of this information and sending it out, right? They're looking at your spending patterns, your behaviors, what accounts you guys like, what type of items you guys buy, right? They basically want to entice you guys to be able to apply for that credit card account, right? And then see if you guys can get approved and basically just kind of like enable more consumerism, I would say, right? They just want people to spend money, get into higher debt, basically, and then not be able to pay it back. And so now they're defaulting on their cards, and basically the credit card company has already made so much money in interest because that's mainly what they make money on. So enough of that, but basically what we do, right, before we go ahead and dispute anything, right, is that we go ahead and suppress these secondary bureaus, right? We go ahead and suppress LexisNexis, CoreLogic, Innovis, ZageStream. And so basically what you do is just type in that secondary bureau, and I can also include a list in the description below just so you guys know exactly what their names are and how the spelling is, right? And so basically what we can do is suppress the information so we block those secondary bureaus from being able to send any information to these credit bureaus, right? So now what happens is that whenever we go ahead and before initially suppressing that information, right? Now when we dispute those items that are on your credit report that are holding your score down, right? Now basically when the credit bureaus reach out to these secondary bureaus on your behalf, well, these secondary bureaus, they can't share any information in regards to anything related to your file, right? Now these items are actually going to be called unverifiable because these credit bureaus cannot verify that you were indeed the one that was basically had supplied the evidence to apply for this credit card or was behind that laptop for that auto loan, that mortgage, whatever it may be, right? So again, the burden of proof lies on the credit bureaus. They have to prove that you were actually the one that applied for that account, right? And if they can't verify and have actually supporting evidence, right, that you were the actual one behind that laptop and applying for that account, then it has to be removed, right? So this has literally been a 90% success rate for me and my clients, right? By being able to suppress that information beforehand and then being able to go ahead and get those items removed and disputed, right? So I really want to make sure that when you guys send over those dispute results, to send it certified mail, right? Now what this is, it just simply allows the credit bureaus to have a tracking number on when they actually got that mail delivered. Also make sure as soon as you guys send over those dispute results that you guys put it on your calendar to follow up in 30 days, right? Because if they don't have any information or haven't gotten back to you guys within 30 days, it automatically has to come off because of the fact that they took longer than initially they were allowed to for that investigation. So this is basically the main thing that a lot of credit repair companies are missing, and that's why it takes so long for them to go ahead and dispute items, because basically what they're doing is just disputing, but they're not suppressing these secondary bureaus that are actually verifying this information on the back end, right? So I really hope this video was very helpful. Make sure you guys check out all the rest of the videos that we're going to be dropping. Again, my name is Abdul Hassan. If you guys can really do me one favor, it's really be able to subscribe and tap the bell notifications below. Please share this with at least 5 friends, because again, the bigger the channel gets, the more that viewers that we have, the more ability we're able to share this and really be able to create a movement of being financially free and be the change that we want to see. I'm out.